Hi, and welcome to Across the Desk. Well, I figured I would give a new preview of the look for next season for guests that appear on the show, and this is it. What do you think, Sean?
I like it. Hey man, it's a nice setup.
Got a nice little fireplace, the candles working.
Now we're calling it Across the Desk though. It is literally across
the desk. Yeah, the desk is actually over there. This is just another set wall we're going to use, and I think I'm going to use this for season 5 and beyond for the guest I have, and I'll still do commentary across the desk. Well, and as you know, we have Sean Cummings on today.
Yep.
And this week, and we're going to really get into it right here on Across the Desk. So Sean, you're still working on this CJAC jail trust thing, and we've seen you now. You're really making the rounds. 2 years. Yeah, you know, oh my God, it has been 2 years.
Isn't that crazy?
You came on this show. When did you come on this show? First time was last year. This time.
I know we've been at this. We're over 20 months on dealing with these losers.
Yeah.
And I say losers in a complimentary way because we are beating them. Look, here's the thing. I'm a distance runner, and I've been a distance runner for decades. I'm not quitting.
Yeah.
I'm not going home. I can handle the pain. I can handle the hits. Everything else.
And you got the momentum going, so it's kind of hard to stop now, and it's not going to be easy for them to want to stop you or even try.
Here's the biggest part. We have inside people feeding us legitimate federal documents, legitimate surveys. I mean, this isn't funny for these guys anymore. They're already being investigated. And now we are providing the documentation for the feds and the county people to be able to investigate them further. And we've warned them. We have warned them and just go, just do the right thing.
Just do the right thing.
All we want you to do is, if we're going to house people, let's feed them properly. Let's give them medical care. Let's not have bed bugs. Let's have the place be clean. So they just signed a contract with the city yesterday.
Yeah, City of Oklahoma City.
Okay, so somebody has to explain to me how the city signed a contract with a jail with 40 pages of health code violations.
Yeah, I know, and that came out. Somebody at the meeting yesterday brought in a report, did they not?
40 pages.
40 pages, and it was about, and who compiled this?
So it was the National Institute of Corrections, I believe is what it's called. But anyway, it's an outside deal. Here's the big thing on that one.
Yeah.
Inside that document it says they will not share it with Freedom of Information Act, which is a federal violation right there.
Really?
Even saying that.
Really?
So yeah.
But they did though, right?
So,
I mean, obviously,
they shared
this
it with
lady
us,
did,
and now we shared it with everybody.
Okay.
Yeah, one of our people in our group that helps out got it from an insider in there because the people that are working in the jail are good people. They don't want this either.
Yeah.
This is a management issue.
Yeah.
Buried by the trust, buried by the people in charge.
And the people in charge is the Chamber of Commerce, right?
Correct. CJAC is the Chamber of Commerce.
Which chamber? It's the Oklahoma City Chamber.
City.
It's Oklahoma City Chamber of Commerce is running our jail.
Basically.
That is
so
crazy.
I'm at the CJAC meeting maybe a month ago, and you look up there, it's the who's who of business. There are a couple of billionaires up there.
Yeah.
Mostly inherited money. They didn't earn it. You know, makes it way easier to be on a board if you didn't have to earn it.
Yeah.
But then a whole bunch of law enforcement people, lawyers, and everything else. Here's what I'll tell you about that, and it's really important. People were scared to talk. You don't have a board of directors if people are afraid to talk. Literally afraid. Now, the two people that did speak, both were like, not kowtowed, that's the wrong word for it, but meek. Like, you know, I don't know if I really want to say this, and I'm sorry about saying this, but I really need to put this out there. We need to get working on the jail immediately. The jail is still in crisis. They do have a PR guy named Mark Opgrand, who's excellent, and they needed it. They did. Mark and I we're not friends, but we know each other, and they need that. They need people to be able to tell their side of the story. If they are doing good things, don't you and I both want to know about it?
Yeah.
We don't want to just hear the bad.
No.
But the problem is Channel 4, Jessica Bruno, has become the person for the jail. So everybody that wants to get information out, Jessica Bruno is the person that the prisoners go to, the ex-prisoners.
Really?
Dude, they got cell phones in there. They call her from inside the jail.
Her, not any other
Jessica
news
Bruno.
stations. Her. Why is
she is the one.
Is she something that she's just been tackling or something?
She's stuck with it, and she's
a
reporter.
Yeah, gotcha.
Yeah. I like her. I know, but isn't that weird? So she's become the go-to person. Obviously, there are news organizations that do stuff, but she's the one that gets the 100,000 views.
So Kevin Calvey is not going to run for the commissioner. And why do you think he decided not to do that, you know?
Because he's afraid of getting paid. What a chump. Literally.
Yeah.
So here's the thing that I always say about Kevin Calvey. He's a mediocre lawyer. And I really mean that. Look, you're in the survey business. You know who's mediocre and who's not, right? So this guy...
He's very radical. I mean, the guy is so radical.
But I know a bunch of people he grew up with, and they said he was normal when he was a kid. Huh. But this is the angle he's taken to stay elected in the districts that he moves into.
Yeah.
He moves into districts where Democrats can't win. So you get into one where Cathy Cummings is there, the most popular Democrat without a doubt in Oklahoma County. Mm-hmm. You're not just going to brush over.
You're going to have a little bit of competition.
You're going to have a fight.
Which we know conservatives hate. They hate competing. They can't do
especially
it very well.
Especially
with women.
So what they did is they were doing redistricting. Mm-hmm. So redistricting, for those of you who don't understand, every 10 years we do the census.
Yeah.
And like if our Oklahoma County needs to be divided in 3 ways, it should be an equal amount of citizens in each place.
You would think.
So they're just going to divvy it up and move them around. The problem is who's ever in charge gets to divvy it up their way to their advantage. So Kevin Calvey and Brian Maughan make this decision that they're going to let this Senate 2 people, who are both Republicans, do our maps for us. And what they did is, my wife's been running for 6 months in the village. She was the mayor, she's city council, killing it, raising money, tons of volunteers. Mm-hmm. They literally picked the village, like our 10,000 person city, and moved it into another district so she would not be able to run against Kevin Calvey. Or the next Republican that comes along that she would easily beat with less
cowardly. So what did they do? They put. Let me guess. I don't even have to look at it. She put her in Carrie Bluebert's district, right? Because that's the district that she would have to run against.
Against another Democrat.
That's exactly what they did, isn't it?
Yeah.
I called it.
So
that's what they would do.
Here's the
because they're cowards, and that's why it is.
Kevin Calvey's such a chicken.
Yes.
That he doesn't want to run against a girl because she beat his ass. She literally, she'll smoke him. Now, the thing is, he wants to run for DA. He is having the worst start to a campaign I've ever seen in my life.
He wants to run for district attorney of Oklahoma County.
After he has been caught picking up men at a notorious hookup place on the south side called Trosper Park, after he did Light Myself on Fire, after he took money when he was running for Congress that was a little shady, $250,000 from his brother out of a Russian slush fund.
Everything else. I mean, come on, man. Yeah, this guy.
Is this who we want? He would be the most dangerous DA ever because, first off, I hate to break it to you, he would be trying to put both of us in jail.
He would be coming after us.
Right, in jail. Definitely. Not to be angry, in jail.
Yeah, and mostly not, and not because of any big vindictiveness, maybe it is, but I would tell you what, he would look at it as political strategy to put us away.
Yeah, he's a small guy. He's a little guy.
You know what?
Literally Napoleon complex.
And I think we talked about this a little off camera, but man, if they were to come after me and do something like that, oh my God, I would have 1,000 subscribers like that.
I don't think
monetization.
I don't think people understand that we enjoy fighting.
We don't. Enjoy it.
Enjoy it, because other people don't really enjoy it.
I mean, people have actually, I've actually had, comments. I don't post them, of course. I get a bunch of spam on this YouTube channel, but I've had people make fun of my face, say, man, your nose is broken, you got these scars and everything else. And
it's live action fighting.
And it's like, I wonder how I got this broken nose. How did I get the scar above my eye? How did I get the cut under this eye? How did I get the cracked teeth and the cuts on my lip? Probably from fighting sports, half a lifetime of it.
So people don't really understand.
And it's like you want to call me out, and you're saying you're just a weak liberal and everything, and your face looks funny because I did fighting sports.
Yeah. So and didn't back down when you got punched.
Didn't back down when I got punched. Exactly. Unlike a conservative, I can take a hit. I can do it.
So that's where we are with him. So his deal is now he's hooked to the Oklahoma City Fraternal Order of Police. If he can get them to endorse him, he's going to stay in. But if he can't, he won't. But all the other districts have already turned him down and gone with somebody else.
Yeah.
So he really, and then the sheriff's office
he's looking for a job.
Sheriff's office, he is. This guy hates government so bad that he likes sucking on the teat.
There you go.
He's been on the government teat his whole adult life.
Well, that's just a platitude, man. It just looked good on a bumper sticker. Oh, government is so bad. I'm going to work for it.
But he's so the FOP for the sheriff's department had to put out a tweet and say there's a rumor going around that we are changing our endorsement. We are not. for Mr. Calvey. We are not.
Well,
How embarrassing.
Wait. Describe that one more time slowly for my audience.
All right.
Understand here.
So,
what did he do?
The sheriff's office
Yes.
had to put out a tweet.
Sheriff's
to
office.
Verify. Well, the Fraternal Order of Police for the sheriff's office.
Fraternal Order of Police for the sheriff's office.
Had to put out a tweet and clarify that they were not endorsing Kevin Calvey.
Because Kevin Calvey was putting out ads saying that the sheriff
I don't know if it was an ad or rumor.
A rumor or whatever, right?
But he was putting them out. Yeah.
Well, that's
What a
sounds like
loser.
Kevin Calvey, doesn't it?
How embarrassing.
I know,
embarrassing.
how embarrassing. But
But he has no shame.
He has no shame. He doesn't care. Hey, you know what? Honestly, he probably looks at it and goes, I probably got, 50 votes out of that. So it's a win for him.
Right.
So that's how he sees it. And that goes in further. I mean, we're talking about the nastiness and everything else they do. And these really go into something I want to drive home about conservative values. These are conservative values. The conservative values of, use the force of big government to come after your opponents.
Right.
Be as nasty as possible. Tell lewd jokes about women and everything else because these really are conservative values.
Right.
When it comes to messing up our representation, right? So we have these districts that they're supposed to cut out so that we can be represented in a republic, right?
One man, one vote.
One man, one vote. Well, that's democracy, right? Representative
democracy is different. We put somebody in to do our
that's
vote.
what I'm talking about. We're not talking about our democracy when we cut up districts. We're talking about our republic.
Yeah.
And so we already know Republicans hate democracy. They put it in their platform, page 1. That they hate it, but this goes into their hatred of the republic.
Yeah.
That's what this is, and that's kind of the point I want to drive home. Everybody says, "Oh man, this is so bad for our democracy." I saw that from Kendra Horn, and on her still. I was like, I'm going to disagree with you, Kendra. I think the democracy is going to work just fine.
Yeah.
It's the republic they're screwing with.
Right. May have a problem. So let's talk about that one real quick, if you don't mind. CD5.
Well,
So they gerrymandered CD5 and took the south side,
believe it.
mostly Hispanic.
Well, not just the south side, all the way up to Northwest 19th in Pennsylvania.
It's astounding. But they put them
It's middle
in,
of the city.
They put them in with Guyman.
Yeah.
And so the deal was this Martinez, the sellout Latino, this guy named Martinez, because you got to get somebody from their own community.
Ryan Martinez. There we go, right? That's what they always do. Find a token guy that we can put in front of the camera.
And then have him sell his people
And then have
out.
him sell the people out.
Ryan Martinez is the guy that sold out Latinos. Look him up. He's in Edmond. You can find him.
So, Sean, how are we doing on candidate recruitment in Oklahoma as far as getting Democratic candidates to run for office?
Ready to go. Okay, so I had a really nice talk with a girl named Crystal Davis. She's a data lady about a week ago. And so she's data lady for hire. So you don't have to bring her on for your whole campaign. You can bring her on for segments of it. And she can give you the data of the people that can probably be turned or something. What we're looking at right now is War Acres, Bethany, these small little towns around Oklahoma County. And what we want to do, and folks, I mean this for any of you that are interested in politics. I know city council deals look terrible and everything right now. We're through most of the mask stuff, so we can get back to a little bit of business. But if you're interested, you want to start working a little bit in advance. The key to winning a small race is just going door to door and introducing yourself. It's not about money. We will find you small amounts of money to file. We will find you small amounts of money to pay for your pamphlets and everything else, because you really just don't need that much. These are $250 to $500 races. Some of these races are won by 2 and 3 votes. And all you got to do is we will get you a list and you go door to door and you go meet people.
Who's we?
So we are starting a PAC, and we are not, the PAC is not functional yet, but I personally will help people do that stuff. And I have a group of other people that are willing to personally help, and we will help you with media, we will help you organize, we will help you get maps, we will... But we can only do it in Oklahoma County because we're just not big enough to do it.
Yeah. Now, what about setting up? You talked about setting up a PAC. That's real interesting. Yeah. How hard is it to set up a PAC? And is that really something maybe people could look into if they're ready to do some recruitment on their own, not rely so much on the party apparatus as much, and have more individuals try to recruit people? How hard is it to do that?
Yeah. So for one, it's a fallacy to think that there is this big system of Democrats or Republicans that are there to help you and get you started.
Yeah.
That does not exist. There are individuals that work within this wheelhouse that can help you. Be careful who you hire. Get recommendations, get references. you can do most of it yourself. We can teach you how to go online. We can teach you who the voters are. We can teach you where the voters are. Where your real votes come from is you look and go, who's going to straight party vote? How many people is that? How many am I behind or how many am I ahead?
Yeah.
Simple math. You're a math guy. Then the rest of it, you go, I'm going to go door to door to independents and Republicans, and I'm going to go speak to them myself. Don't tell them what you want to do. Find out what they want.
Yeah.
Find middle ground that you guys can agree on. You don't have to 100. If you 100% agree with them, you're full of it and they know it.
Yeah.
Agree on what you can. Politely disagree on what you can't. And then move forward.
Yeah.
Most of the big contentious issues, which would be abortion, have nothing to do with any of us in government because none of us sit on the Supreme Court.
Yeah.
That's it. And that's where you just go, dude, my opinion doesn't matter on this. Literally, I'm trying to do school boards so we have better schools for our kids.
Yeah.
So, look, if you're interested, get a hold of me through social media, and I literally will sit down with you, or one of the other folks will sit down with you, and we will start to help you organize. We'll find you money, and we will get you going. Look, you don't have to wait around for a PAC.
Yeah.
Look, only 5% of the population donates to campaigns.
Yeah.
That's it.
That's it.
They need volunteers, they need everything else. If you're worried that you don't know enough about it, work on somebody else's volunteer campaign this time, and then do your own next time. Look at the people that are in charge. You're good enough. You're smart enough, and you're as smart as they are. And if you care, you're ahead of most people.
Yeah.
Literally ahead of most people. You want to look for a race that's vulnerable, though. So let's take War Acres.
Yeah.
It's kind of a Democratic area, but all Republicans in charge of the city council.
Yeah.
Easier to knock off.
Yeah.
Then you look at how many votes are in a campaign. So you go to your ward or your area and go, Bob Smith got 200 votes, and the other person who I've never heard of in my entire life got 175. So all I have to get is 26 votes to beat Bob Smith.
That's it.
That's all you got to do, and we will help you learn how to do that. Look, no one's coming to save us. We have to save ourselves.
That's the important stuff. If you really want to win the big ticket races, see, like the Libertarian Party. This is where I get in. Libertarians, it's like libertarians. What do? They run people at the top of the ticket, no one at the bottom, and they never win, and they don't know why. And it's like, well, because you have to have people at the lower rungs, because those are the people doing the campaigning. Those are the people going door to door and campaigning. And sure enough, the straight party people, they'll vote for up ticket people, and even those that aren't. But if you can get your people to go vote, that's just more votes for the guy up ticket. So the more people you have down below you, the better for the guy up ticket.
Those are the ones that can get the up ticket switched.
Yeah.
So if you go door to door and you're talking to your neighbor Bob, and your neighbor Bob's like, man, hate them liberals, hate them Democrats, and you go, yeah, I'm a liberal Democrat. You know what that used to be called? Libertarianism. Liberal, I don't get involved in your shit, you don't get involved in mine. Somewhere or another, that's getting convoluted. Right, yeah.
Somehow it got into some big man word, and Soros is going to come. And
George Soros is in charge of everything. But if you talk to your neighbor, it makes it a little more friendly for them to accept other people. We have to understand the media environment we are in. People are being manipulated on all sides.
Yeah.
People are being manipulated on all sides. But when it's all said and done, if us humans sit down and talk to each other, we will agree on 90% up front. We don't have to agree on 100 because we don't get to make the decisions about those other 10 anyway. Cool. Thanks for having me, brother.
Yeah, no problem, Sean. Thank you so much for coming on the show. Across the Desk with Kit Fairchild. And we're going to see you next season.